Weekend, signifying the beginning of summer. That weekend, when we are told to drive carefully, through television, the internet, we are witness to the thousands of motorists on the highway. We hear news reporters describe roadway traffic tie-ups and long security lines at airports. And of course, we see sales everywhere. Every time we open up the computer or use our cell phone, we see sales. As though one could celebrate the deaths of soldiers and civilians in wartime through buying clothes or a washing machine. Have a happy Memorial Day, friends say to me. A happy Memorial Day? Is it possible to have a happy day when one is commemorating the war dead? Hey, America, listen to us. We were the soldiers you sent to Vietnam, to Cambodia, to Laos, to Iraq, to Afghanistan, to Okinawa, Japan, Niger, Syria. We joined the military because we believe your lies about preserving democracy and freedom. Some of us learned through experience that we were told lies. Some of us learned from the truth tellers like Julian Assange. With the release of Collateral Murder, a video that relieved the cold-blooded, deliberate murder of Iraqi civilians, the deliberate attack on Iraqi children, that was filmed from a U.S. military helicopter as it blasted to pieces 2 reporters from Reuters, 9 other men, and seriously wounded the children. Hey, America, listen to us. We should be honoring people who reveal the truth to us, who launched the foremost global enemy of state secrecy, not torturing them to death in British prisons to face espionage allegations in the United States. Through television, the internet, and social media, we are witness to the antipathy and ignorance of the American public as wars rage at home toward those in poor communities and people of color. We are incited by news organizations like the New York Times that constantly blast accounts of the war in Ukraine as though it were a football game, leading the cheering section of revelers. Let me tell you, as a veteran who cared for soldiers during the American war in Southeast Asia, war injures all who participate. It kills the body and soul. It damages communities and families. It impacts generations. And who profits? The war industry, the merchants of death that produce and distribute armaments. It drains our social resources that are life-sustaining, our education, healthcare, social services, housing, and uses those resources for death and destruction. And we go on with our lives, overwhelmed by the enormity of the challenges facing us. Hey, America, listen to us. Contrary to popular belief, conventional wisdom would have one believe it is insane to resist this, the mightiest of empires. The words of Mumia Abu-Jamal. But what history really shows us is that today's empire is tomorrow's ashes, that nothing lasts forever, and that to not resist is to acquiesce in your own oppression. The greatest form of sanity that anyone can exercise is to resist that force that is trying to repress, oppress, and fight down the human spirit. We who know the truth have a responsibility to share it with others, to organize, to lead the way toward a sustainable future. War and militarism are destroying the planet. Hey, America, wake up and listen to us. We are at war in this country, on this land. We are killing our children. We have become the monster in the world that produces more armaments, more battleships, more drones that annihilate whole communities with the push of a button. We destroy our young. We kill school children with impunity. We poison our water and food supply. We give the wealthy everything, great economic wealth and political power, so they can grab more opportunities for power and money, while we starve the poor, denigrate them with substandard housing, substandard education, lack of decent job opportunities, and then offer a way out by joining the military. We arm police departments with military weapons that destroy and kill. No trial necessary for the poor and disadvantaged. And yet we send our military might all over the world and use it against people of color here. America, what have we become? How did we become immune to the dead children in Texas, in Florida, Chicago, in Parkland, killed by gun violence? How did we become immune to school children killed by guns produced in America by gunmen produced in America? We export our military violence to the highest bidder. America, we supply the arms used to kill school children in Yemen. We target them, their school buses. We starve the children in Syria as we starve the children in Venezuela. We look for wars as outlets for our munitions industry. We perpetuate violence all over the world. Hey, America, listen again to Mumia al-Jabbar. Before this generation goes on to its ancestors, we must do our level best to pass on our lessons so that they live in our people's minds and lives. We are veterans for peace, Vietnam veterans against the war. We say, no more war. No more war. No more war. No more war. Remember, Memorial Day is to commemorate living things that have died through human destruction. We need to stop that destruction. So for all of you celebrating Memorial Day, stop a moment and join us as Veterans for Peace say no more war.
No more war!
No more war.
No more war. Wow.